Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California weather-wise. Today is August 9th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the marine there up and down the coastline yesterday morning, except for Southern California. Some monsoon moisture added across Arizona, portions of Nevada, and extreme southeast California. If we scroll through the day, you'll see some thunderstorm activity there pop up across the Sierra Nevada. I had quite a few lightning strikes there. The east slopes and some of the Sierra Nevada of California here off into Las Vegas. Pretty good cluster of thunderstorms there. Right on the Nevada, California border there as we went through the afternoon and evening hours. You can see some of that activity continue as we went through sunset, and it continues through the overnight hours across Nevada, Arizona, and into portions of California. And if we take a look here, some of this thunderstorm activity still ongoing as we speak across some of the desert areas there. So we're taking a look at that in some detail. We'll be taking a look at the troughing that may be coming up here as it looks to suppress our temperatures a bit. And I know that most people could use some relief here because we've had a very warm summer so far. It was the warmest July across the state of California in the 130 years of records that we do have. So yes, we will definitely take that. I know I know most people will anyway. And this is the Saturday precipitation chances. You can see this Big Bear Lake and, 34%, not too bad. Mount Laguna checking in at 36%. Joshua Tree has a chance for some thunderstorm activity here as we go on in through Saturday. This is San Diego National Weather Service. It does show a very small chance that some of this could drift out over some of the lower elevations here. You can see San Diego at 9% there as well. Now, taking a look at August 7th, I wanted to point this out, some record highs. We have been dealing with this pretty extreme heat. You can see Hanford, the warmest August 7th ever, in Bakersfield also at first, Madera at first as well, and Fresno 110 degrees, and Merced at 107. You can see the previous or the current year of record here. So we did break some records here on August 7th. Taking a look at Phoenix, you can see Joshua Tree and Desert Center and Blythe over here. Phoenix is right there, and you can see across the Mogollon Rim, the higher terrain of Arizona, some gusty winds, locally heavy rain, and some dangerous lightning. This was updated today by the Phoenix National Weather Service. It does cover some portions of California. This is Las Vegas. You can see a place like Goldfield, nice ghost town out there, although there are a few people living here. And then you can see Tonopah, Nevada right there. I used to live there for a while doing work for the National Weather Service. Also very small chances for a thunderstorm for Death Valley today, but you can see as you get out towards Cedar City, St. George, Colorado City, and Kingman, you have much better chances of seeing some thunderstorm activity today, localized heavy rain and some dangerous lightning and some gusty outflow winds. So I clicked on this one. This is just off to the west of Tonopah. Looks like Run Up Ranch weather here. This random station I selected was getting some lightning strikes yesterday, and you can see that those lightning strikes were showing up there. It looks like one was between about 9 and 11, 5 to 7 actually. So it got kind of close to their station out there, and this was for August 8th in the afternoon hour. So if you want to buy one of these weather stations with this really nice lightning detection system with it, click on the link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommended. So looking today, this is a high resolution rapid refresh. The thunderstorm activity there, it is picking up on some of that. We scroll through the day today, and again, near Las Vegas, California, Nevada border, western Arizona, some thunderstorm activity. You might pop one off, this evening or something right on the east slopes of the Sierra Nevada and across portions of Nevada. But if we scroll on in towards Saturday, you can see some of this come back across the peninsular ranges here down into Southern California, also some of the high desert regions as well. And you can kind of see that monsoon activity as we go on in through Saturday night and back on into Sunday morning. So taking a look at today, you can see it does include Las Vegas and Phoenix here and clips portions of southeast Colorado. This is for day 2. You notice it does come back up across the transverse ranges there. So, keep your wits about you. Maybe Joshua Tree and Palm Springs not too far from you. Some of that thunderstorm activity. And day 3, it looks like it may kick off to the east. We'll revisit that again tomorrow. Taking a look at the European on the left versus the GFS on the right. So we get to look at some of the fun stuff down the extended forecast on what is going on at 18,000 feet or at about 500 millibars up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. There's the Hawaiian Islands at the bottom left, and you can see the state of California. There's state of California right. And again, the GFS is the American model, and of course the European is the European model. So we scroll through here, and you can kind of see this trough developing as we go through the very later portions of the weekend, and kind of pretty good model agreement there actually with this troughing setting up along the west coast of North America. look, you notice that ridge gets squashed and it's fairly weak, and it's down across some Southern California here, but it's fairly weak, and you can see that troughing and kind of transition through the ridge rebuilds a little bit here, but then we got additional troughing off through the extended forecast. You can see how the GFS and the European both show the troughing, but you can see some differences in just the exact position and the strength of this trough. So this is what we're going to be watching here, and you can see the European then wants to swing the trough through, and the GFS continues to reinforce it as well at times as we go through the extended forecast. So the models are showing some of that troughing dropping down the west coast here. So you can see the disagreements get kind of drastic as we go further on into the forecast. Taking a look at the Sacramento International Airport, I pointed this out here just because I want to show you. This is the GFS, and you can see all these numbers here from 0 to 30. That one down here, the C00, that is the control run. Those are the initial conditions best we understand them. And then you can see 30 of these ensemble members here. We tweak each one of these initial conditions based on different parameters to try to correct for our misunderstandings in the initial conditions of the atmosphere. So these ensemble members help to give us, a probabilistic forecast, and it can kind of give us an idea of what kind of temperatures we can expect, in this case, on into the extended forecast. You can see the further you go out, the more variation you get. These little gray lines, those are the differences between the high and the low of the 30 ensemble members. And of course, as you get farther out in the forecast, things get more chaotic. I've showed some of the spaghetti plots on the other channel as well, and maybe I'll go over that in the next few days. A spaghetti plot kind of visually shows some of the ensemble member runs, but hopefully that makes sense for you. And then we go to the GFS ensemble mean, and that's the average of all 30 ensemble members here. Can kind of give you a nice idea of what is to come. So we scroll through here, and then we go on in towards Sunday and very early Monday. You can see that troughing develop here, so pretty good ensemble agreement on that. Troughing hangs out for a bit, so we go on in through next week, and the ridge tries to rebuild a little, maybe here, actually not too much here on the ensembles, and you can see the troughing pretty persistent here as we go on in towards the following weekend there and kind of hanging out. So that would be nice as far as keeping temperatures down and give us some relief from the record warmth we were having for July, and for some places during the month of August as well. This is Amelia out here. It is now just a post-tropical depression. You can see we could have some additional cyclone formation here over the next 48 hours. You can see here that's just a tropical depression. They even called it post-tropical cyclone Amelia. And if we take a look at that, that was Amelia kind of harmlessly drifting off to the west. Might bring a little bit of increase for some of the trade showers there for Hawaii. A little bit of a surge here up into the monsoon moisture. That could help to increase some of the thunderstorm activity at times for the monsoon, but we'll see how that goes. We'll be breaking that down day by day. And then you can kind of see how that troughing dropping down the coastline here, maybe shunting that monsoon activity off for a bit at times. But if we take a look at the daily 2-meter max temperature, this would be for today, August 9th. And if we scroll on in through the forecast here, this is Friday or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But the picture is you can kind of see things cooling down. Sacramento Valley, San Joaquin Valley, that wouldn't be too bad. And you can see even some of the desert areas cooling off just a little bit here. So any bit helps. So that's the sign of that troughing that I was showing you on the 500 millibar charts. Now, if we take a look at 6 to 10 day, you can kind of see that below average signal along a lot of the west coast there. So cross your fingers for that. And there's a little bit of a below average precipitation signal showing up in the August 14th through 18th time frame as well. Looking at the surface smoke, let's take a look at this. You can see that we've got the Park Fire, of course, the fourth largest fire in California history, continues to burn out there. You got some other active fires. So the takeaway here is if you're downstream from any of these fires off to the east or northeast, like Tahoe, for example, at times, you're going to be smelling some of that surface smoke drifting around. This is the most recent the 14Z run, but that just kind of shows today. But a lot of areas like Southern California, some of the desert areas, Las Vegas and Phoenix are doing pretty well as far as smoke is concerned. And again, the Park Fire is right here, 428,000 acres. And I think that's the Crozier Fire, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's 1,700 acres as of right now, the one off to the south. I don't know if that was that or the Pedro Fire, but you see the Pedro Fire is about 3,800 acres also. So looking at the fire danger over the next couple of days, this is for today. You got the W out there. That means the dry and windy conditions for Northern California. And as we go through Saturday, something similar there as well. And if you guys want to Google this also, if you need this information, National 7-Day Significant Fire Potential, just go and Google that. This goes through Sunday. You can see it goes all the way off into early next week, where we'll have still some elevated risk and still some windy and dry conditions out there. This is the drought monitor here. So this is looking at what was released on August 8th, valid August 6th. But you can see we have introduced some moderate drought to Northern California. Still just a very small percentage of the actual state of California. We've had a pretty good run here, and hopefully we can keep this going on in through the fall and the winter seasons. Maybe we'll get a third fairly wet season here in a row as we go on in through the fall, winter, and then on into early next spring. Of course, we'll see how that goes, but it's nice looking at least right now. But yeah, anyway, what else? I hope you guys are liking the channel. Click like and subscribe. Leave some comments below, things you'd like to see and whatnot, and we'll just continue to break things down day by day. Hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.